The wind screams across a frozen fjord, its icy breath tearing at the cliffs. Waves crash below, hungry for the souls who dare to challenge them. In a small Scandinavian village, 790 AD, a man named Torvald stands on the shore. His hands, rough from years of toil, clutch a worn spear, its tip catching the pale dawn. Torvald's eyes, shadowed by hunger, search the horizon. He wonders if the gods have abandoned his people, or if they beckon from distant lands. This is the dawn of the Viking Age, a time of desperation and defiance. The Northmen, forged in hardship, are about to unleash their fury on the world. Why did they abandon their homes? What drove these warriors to sail into the abyss, leaving behind the only life they knew? Their exodus was sparked by a storm of forces to many mouths to feed, a climate that starved, ambitions that burned, and a warrior's code that demanded glory. This is their story, a saga of courage, sacrifice, and the shadows of greatness. In the late 8th century, Scandinavia's population surged, villages swelled, their longhouses packed with families scraping by on thinning soil. Fertile land was scarce. Trapped between mountains and sea, each new child tightened the noose of survival. Torvald's village, cradled in a narrow valley, groans under this weight. His daughter, Freya, dreams of a future, but the fields offer only dust. The elders speak of better days, when harvests were bountiful. Now, famine stalks the winter, its claws sharp and unrelenting. Archaeological records confirm this pressure. Sites in Norway and Denmark show crowded settlements, with homes built on rocky, marginal land. Sagas like Landnámabók tell of inheritance disputes. Younger sons, like Torvald's brother Leif, faced a grim choice fight for scraps or seek fortune elsewhere. Torvald's chest tightens, a mix of duty and dread. He'll protect Freya, even if it means defying the land itself. Inside a smoke-filled longhouse, the village council gathers. Firelight dances on timber walls, casting jagged shadows. Elders, their faces carved by time, argue fiercely. Their voices clash, urgent as the crackling flames. We cannot feed them all. An old warrior barks, his fists pounding the table. The gods demand action, or we're doomed. Torvald stands at the edge, his pulse racing. He sees Freya's hopeful eyes, her future hanging in the balance. From Torvald's perspective, the council is a trap. Tradition binds them, but tradition won't fill empty bowls. I say we sail, Torvald declares, his voice a thunderclap. The sea holds what the land denies. Silence falls, heavy as iron. Some sneer, but others nod, their eyes alight with a desperate hope. Viking shipbuilding was a marvel of the age. Longships, with shallow drafts and sturdy keels, could cross oceans or skim rivers. Sagas describe men like Torvald, bold and restless, urging their kin to embrace the sea. This debate mirrors the era's turning point. Outside, the fjord glitters under starlight. Torvald steps into the cold, his mind racing with visions of green shores and golden halls. He imagines wealth, glory, a name that outlives him. The sea, he thinks, is not a wall, but a road. This moment marks a shift in the Viking soul. The ocean, once a terror, became a gateway to power. Torvald's ambition isn't his alone. It's a flame shared by thousands, fed by tales of heroes who sailed and conquered. By 793 AD, the Viking raids began with the sack of Lindisfarne. This attack, recorded in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, signaled their audacity. Torvald's resolve hardens like steel. He'll lead his people, not to mere survival, but to a destiny carved in blood. Dawn breaks over a frost-bitten valley. The earth is hard as stone, and crops wither under a sky that hoards its warmth. Gudrun, a farmer's widow, kneels by her field. Her hands raw from digging. She prays to Freya, but the gods seem silent. From Gudrun's perspective, the climate is a thief. Winters stretch endless, and summers barely thaw the ground. Her son, Arne, grows thinner each day, his eyes hollow. She wonders if the land itself has cursed them. The late 8th century brought a cooling climate, known as the Little Ice Age. Ice core data and tree rings show harsher winters and stunted harvests. This environmental shift pushed villages to the brink. For Gudrun, each failed crop is a wound, each hungry cry a call to act. "We cannot stay," she murmurs to Arne, her voice trembling. "The land betrays us." Arne nods, his young face set with defiance. He dreams of joining Torvald's crew, of escaping this frozen cage. Gudrun finds Torvald at the shipyard, where longships rise like beasts from the timber. Her eyes burn with a mother's desperation. "Take my son," she pleads, her voice steady despite her fear. This land offers only graves. Torvald studies her, seeing strength beneath sorrow. The sea is cruel, he warns, his tone grave. "I'd rather he die a warrior than a ghost." Gudrun retorts, her fists clenched. "Give him a chance to live." Torvald nods, moved by her resolve. Arne will sail, a boy thrust into a man's world by a mother's love. This moment echoes the sagas, filled with parents sending sons to sea, knowing many would never return. Gudrun's plea is their voice. In the village square, young men train with spears and shields. Their shouts ring out, a defiance of the world's cruelty. Torvald watches, his heart swelling with pride. These are his brothers, bound by a code that prizes valor above life itself. Norse mythology glorified battle. To die in combat was to feast in Valhalla, a promise that fueled reckless courage. This warrior ethos drove men to seek glory, not just survival. Raiding was a path to honor, wealth, and a name etched in runes. Torvald feels this call in his bones. He envisions his name sung by skalds, a legacy for Freya and her children. Runestones from Sweden, like the Rökstone, celebrate warriors who sailed and conquered. The Viking identity was forged in this fire. For Torvald, the code is both a shield and a chain. It demands everything, but it offers immortality. Across the sea, a monk named Cuthbert prays in Lindisfarne's chapel. Candlelight flickers, casting saints' shadows on stone walls. He senses a darkness approaching, a chill beyond the North Sea's wind. His prayers falter, fear coiling in his chest. From Cuthbert's perspective, the world is God's order, but rumors of northern devils shatter his peace. Outside, a longship's silhouette cuts the horizon. Torvald's crew nears, their eyes gleaming with hunger. The clash looms. For the Vikings, the monastery's gold is salvation. For the monks, it's a sacred trust. The Lindisfarne raid of 793 AD shocked Christendom. Alcuin's letters call it divine wrath, a chaos that shook faith. Torvald steps onto the shore, his heart a drumbeat. This is no raid, it's a declaration of their rise. As the monastery burns, Torvald stands amid the chaos, gold in his hands. Triumph surges, drowning the monks' screams. This is the first climax, a spark that lights the Viking age. Their exodus, born of need, now reshapes the world. Their sails multiply, a fleet forged from desperation. They are no longer farmers, they are conquerors. The Lindisfarne raid's impact was seismic. It launched centuries of Viking expansion. From Ireland to Byzantium, Torvald's reflection is fierce. We came for survival. We stay for glory. Back in Scandinavia, tales of Lindisfarne spread like wildfire. Villages hum with stories of gold, igniting young hearts. Leif, Torvald's brother, listens by the fire, his eyes blazing. He sees a chance to escape the land's grip, to rival his brother. From Leif's perspective, the raid is a call to arms. He's tired of Torvald's shadow, eager to carve his own path. The shipyard buzzes with fervor. Longships take shape, their prows snarling, ready to devour the sea. Arne works among the builders, his hands bleeding, but his spirit soaring. At 15, he's no longer a child, but a warrior in waiting. From Arne's perspective, the shipyard is freedom. Each plank he fits is a step toward glory, away from hunger's claw. Viking longships were engineering triumphs. The Oseberg ship's design, excavated in Norway, shows their ability to conquer vast distances. Arne dreams of sailing with Torvald, of proving himself. But fear gnaws. Will he falter when blood spills? Leif finds Torvald by the fjord, where ships bob like restless wolves. His voice is sharp, edged with defiance. You sail for glory, but what of me? Leif demands, his eyes fierce. I'm no boy to linger here. Torvald's gaze hardens, weighing his brother's fire. The sea breaks the weak. He warns, his voice low, I'll prove stronger than you. Leif snaps, stepping closer. Or will you deny me my name? Torvald grips Leif's arm, his tone softening. Then sail, brother. But the sea spares no one. This exchange captures the era's rivalries. Sagas like Greta's saga show brothers clashing, ambition tearing at blood ties. Leif's heart races, his path set. He'll sail, not for Torvald, but to eclipse him. 2 years later, Torvald's fleet nears Dublin's coast. Mist cloaks the cliffs, and gulls wail like mourners. Arne stands at the prow, his pulse pounding. This is his first raid, his chance to become more than a farmer's son. From Arne's perspective, the sea is a living thing, its rhythm thrilling. He grips his spear, dreaming of skalds singing his name. Irish monasteries, rich and undefended, were prime targets. The annals of Ulster record raids like Dublin's in 795 AD, swift and brutal. Torvald signals the crew, his voice a growl. Today, we take our future, he declares, his eyes fierce. The longship beaches on a rocky shore. Arne leaps ashore, his boots sinking into sand. As the monastery emerges from the fog, monks scatter, their cries drowned by Viking war shouts. Bells toll, a desperate plea to a silent god. Arne charges, his spear raised, but a young monk faces him, clutching a cross. Their eyes meet, and time slows. From the monk's perspective, Arne is a fiend, a storm sent by Satan. He prays, but his hands shake. Arne hesitates, seeing a boy like himself, caught in fate's grip. His spear trembles, torn between duty and mercy. Torvald's shout cuts through. Strike, Arne, or die a coward. Arne thrusts, and the monk falls, the cross clattering. Blood stains the sand, and Arne's heart fractures. This moment is Arne's crucible. Glory comes, but it scars. A truth the sagas echo in tales of warriors haunted by their deeds. Arne steps back, his breath ragged. He's a Viking now, but the monk's eyes will follow him. As the longship sails home, laden with gold, the crew sings of victory. Arne sits apart, staring at the waves. His reflection is a storm of pride and guilt. He's earned his place, but the boy he was drowns in the sea. Torvald watches, remembering his own first raid. The ghosts never leave, only fade with time. The Viking experience was dual wealth and glory, but also moral wounds. Sagas hint at this, with heroes wrestling their past. Torvald clasps Arne's shoulder. The sea gives, and it takes, he says. Learn to carry both. In Scandinavia, the raids transform society. Villages grow into trade hubs, their halls gleaming with foreign treasures. Chieftains like Torvald rise, their power swelling, but wealth breeds envy, and rivalries sharpen like blades. The influx of riches stratified Viking society. Runestones and sagas describe chieftains vying for dominance, their ambitions clashing. Freya, now a young woman, sees the change in her father. Torvald's victories have made him a king, but also a target. From Freya's perspective, the hall is a gilded cage. She loves Torvald, but fears the shadows circling him. Torvald feels the tension, a blade at his back. He's given his people everything, but some crave more his throne. In a rival chieftain's hall, torches cast long shadows. Sigurd, a warlord with hungry eyes, plots against Torvald. Sigurd's voice is a low hiss. Torvald grows too mighty. He tells his men, his scarred hand gripping a dagger. From Sigurd's perspective, Torvald is a wall to be toppled. His fame unites clans Sigurd seeks to rule. He schemes a betrayal, a strike to claim Torvald's glory. Ambition, once a Viking spark, now festers into poison. Viking society was fractious. The Heimskringla recounts chieftains betrayed by allies, their dreams undone by greed. Leif, sent to trade with Sigurd, overhears the plot. His loyalty to Torvald wars with his own hunger for power. Leif confronts Sigurd in a dark corridor, his hand on his sword. What treachery brews he demands. His voice sharp, Sigurd's eyes gleam. Sensing a chance, join me, he offers. Torvald's shadow is long, but you could shine. Leif's heart pounds, temptations searing. He's fought for Torvald, but the promise of leadership burns bright. I'm no traitor. Leif growls, but his voice falters. Sigurd's words take root, a poison in his blood. The sagas are rife with such betrayals. Brothers turned on brothers, driven by the sea's cruel lessons. Leif storms away, but doubt festers. He loves Torvald, but ambition whispers of a different fate. By 820 AD, Torvald's fleet besieges a Frankish port on the Seine. Stone walls rise, a challenge to Viking might. Arne, now a seasoned warrior, leads the charge. His spear is steady, but his heart carries the weight of 100 raids. From Arne's perspective, this is his proving ground. He'll win glory. But the monk's face from Dublin lingers, a silent judge. Frankish defenders hurl stones, but the Viking siege engines roar, cracking the walls. The air chokes with smoke and screams. The annals of St. Burton record such raids, like the 820s Seine attacks, where Vikings exploited Carolingian disunity. Arne fights through the breach, his spear a blur. A Frankish boy falls, and Arne's soul fractures again. The cost of glory mounting. Torvald, commanding from the riverbank, sees victory near. This is our time, he roars, his voice cutting through the chaos. After the raid, Arne stands amid the spoils, silver piled high. He turns to Torvald, his voice raw with doubt. We've taken a kingdom's wealth, Arne says, his eyes hollow. But what have I lost to hold it? Torvald, bloodied but resolute, meets his gaze. You've won a name, he says. That's what the gods demand. Arne shakes his head, his voice breaking. A name on graves. Is this what we were meant for? Torvald's face softens, revealing his own scars. We're men, Arne, not gods. We fight, and we bear the wounds. This moment echoes Eagle's saga, where warriors question their path. The Vikings' glory was a double-edged blade. Arne nods, vowing to find a path beyond blood. He'll fight, but he'll seek meaning in the chaos. In Scandinavia, winter grips the land, snow buries fields, and the fjords freeze, locking ships in ice. Gudrun, now old, tends a fading fire. Her hands tremble, but her heart clings to Arne, her son across the sea. From Gudrun's perspective, the climate is a curse. The gods have forsaken the land, leaving only the sea's cold promise. She prays for Arne, her pride a shield against despair. Without him, the world is empty. The Little Ice Age's impact lingered. Pollen records from 800–850 AD show stunted crops, forcing reliance on raids. Gudrun's prayers echo across the north. Mothers staked their hopes on sons who sailed, many lost to the waves. She whispers Arne's name, her breath clouding. Live, my son, she pleads, or find glory where I cannot. The fleet anchors in a quiet bay, the crew resting before home. Moonlight dances on the waves, a deceptive calm. Sigurd's ships, cloaked in shadow, glide closer. His men, armed and silent, prepare to strike Torvald's camp. Leif, torn by doubt, spots the ambush. His heart thunders warn Torvald, or let fate claim his brother. From Leif's perspective, this is his judgment. Loyalty battles ambition, love against the lure of power. He chooses shouting. To arms, betrayal. His voice rouses the camp, but Sigurd's men attack. A tide of steel. Arna fights fiercely, his spear defending Torvald. Friends fall, their blood soaking the sand. Torvald faces Sigurd, their swords clashing. You'd steal my name? Torvald roars, his eyes ablaze. Sigurd sneers, his blade swift. Yours dies tonight. He spits, striking with lethal intent. Betrayals were common in the Viking Age. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle notes, chieftains ambushed, their dreams drowned. Torvald parries, but a wound slows him. Leif joins the fray, saving his brother. But the cost is grim. Dawn breaks, Sigurd's men retreating. Torvald's crew, battered, binds their wounds. The bay, a graveyard. Arna, bloodied, stares at the fallen. His guilt, a crushing weight. He saved Torvald. But the dead haunt him. Leif kneels by Torvald, guilt and relief warring. He chose loyalty, but ambition's shadow lingers. Torvald, weakened, rallies his men. We live, he declares, and our saga endures. This climax tests their unity. The Vikings' strength, born of need, now frays under ambition's strain. The Viking Age's victories were often Pyrrhic. Internal strife, as sagas show, weakened their fire. By 845 AD, Torvald's fleet besieges Paris. A pinnacle of ambition, the Seine glitters. The city's walls a defiant challenge. Arna leads the assault, his heart a battlefield. He fights for Torvald, but seeks a purpose beyond slaughter. From Arna's perspective, Paris is his redemption. He'll win glory, but he'll honor the monk's memory by sparing the innocent. The siege, recorded in the annals of St. Bertin, saw Vikings extort a vast ransom. It proved their power, but also their limits. Arna spares a fleeing child, his spear lowered. He's a warrior, but he's reclaiming his humanity. Torvald, watching, feels pride and fear. Arna's mercy is noble, but the sea demands ruthlessness. Back in Scandinavia, Torvald's hall glows with torchlight. A feast celebrates Paris, but treachery brews. Leif, now a chieftain, feels rival eyes. Sigurd's defeat hasn't quelled the hunger for Torvald's throne. From Leif's perspective, the hall is a trap. He's loyal, but the whispers of power grow louder. A new rival, Halfdan, approaches life. Torvald falters. He murmurs, "Join me," and lead. Viking chieftains often fell to betrayal. Runestones mourn leaders undone by kin. Their legacies fragile. Leif's hand trembles, temptation rising. He sees Torvald wounded and imagines himself in his place. The feast erupts as Halfdan's men strike, swords clash, and mead spills like blood across the floor. Torvald fights, his strength fading. Traitors, he bellows, his axe felling a foe. Arna battles at Torvald's side, his spear a shield. He won't lose the man who gave him purpose. Leif hesitates, caught in fate's grip. Then, with a roar, He joins Torvald, his sword, cutting through betrayers. From Torvald's perspective, this is his end. He sees Arna's loyalty, Leif's redemption, and knows his saga closes. Halfdan faces Torvald, their blades locked. Your time is done. Halfdan sneers, his strike cruel. Torvald falls, his blood pooling. Arna and Leif rally, driving the traitors back, their victory a hollow ache. Such betrayals marked the Viking Age's decline. Sagas and chronicles show chieftains undone by greed. Arna kneels by Torvald, tears falling. You made us. He chokes. Your name will live. Torvald's final breath carries a smile. Sail on, he whispers, his eyes fading. Dawn breaks over the fjord. The hall's ashes smouldering. Arna and Leif stand together, their bond reforged in loss. Arna reflects on Torvald's dream, a people saved, a name eternal. He vows to honor it, but with mercy, not just might. Leif, humbled, pledges to lead wisely. The sea, he knows, tests all who sail it. The Viking Age waned by the 11th century. Christianity, stronger kingdoms, and strife tamed their fury. Their legacy endures in trade, laws, exploration. From Greenland to Vinland, they stretched the world. Arna looks to the sea, his heart heavy but hopeful. The Vikings rose from despair, and their spirit lives in those who dare. In her longhouse, Gudrun hears of Torvald's fall and Arna's survival. She weeps, pride and grief entwined. From Gudrun's perspective, the saga is complete. The land took much, but the sea gave Arni a name. She steps outside, the fjord aglow. You've done enough, she whispers, releasing Arna to his fate. Women like Gudrun were Viking society's strength. Sagas and graves honor their sacrifices. The unsung fuel of the age, Gudrun's pendant, falls to the earth. A final offering. She smiles, at peace with the gods' balance. The Vikings teach us that hardship can forge greatness, but glory demands balance. Ambition builds, but loyalty and humanity sustain. Their saga began with survival, too many people, too little land, a climate that starved. It grew with ambition, a code that defied fate. Their true legacy is resilience. They faced a cruel world and carved a path that echoes still. We face our own storms, scarcity, doubt, betrayal. Like the Vikings, we must rise, guided by courage, anchored by heart. Let their story inspire you. When life presses, sail forward. When glory tempts, reflect. Carry your loved ones always.